Hey everybody, good morning. I see Kimberly in the crowd there, my favorite subscriber ever. Welcome everybody. I do appreciate everybody that becomes a channel member, like Sergio, Amy, Rob, Tim, General Rush there, Dawn, and Dawn, Brian, and thank you everybody, Rungamer, Ryan. And if you want to be a subscriber and chat on the stream while I'm live, click the button down here in the corner. Be a subscriber on the channel. And if you find value in what I'm doing and you really want to tell me how much you appreciate it, go ahead, be a channel member. And there is bonus content that I share, behind the scenes stuff that I'm working on and doing. And if you ever wonder what JT does in all his free time. Anyway, the list is I think it's the biggest morning market movers, whatever you want to call it, morning monster market movers list that we've ever had. It is crazy big. Like, I don't know. I'm late today because I was still typing, and I didn't even get them all. I started skipping tickers so that I could try and get the show going here today. So anyway, without further ado, we have GDP coming out this morning, final numbers, and all trading involves a substantial risk of loss. Past performance, not necessarily indicative of future results. This presentation tended to be informational, educational, fun, entertaining, not a recommendation to be buying or selling any financial instrument. So that means no stocks, options, bonds, forex, futures, cryptos, treasuries. Don't long them, don't short them, don't trade them. What does that mean? Means there's substantial risk of loss if you trade stocks and options and bonds and forex and futures and cryptos and treasuries. If you trade them, you could lose money. And you'd be like, wait, I thought some of those were super safe. Well, held to maturity, but if you trade them, you can lose money. So be careful out there. Just because I predict something, it may never come true. We have a few of those. Anyway, sometimes I get lucky though, and we make pretty good decisions. So if you desire personal financial advice, you need somebody just to tell you what to do. That's not what I'm doing. That's not what I'm even trying to do. You got to hire and consult a financial advisor, and they're probably just going to tell you how to protect your assets and stuff. They're probably not going to actually, it's going to be up to you to learn how to trade. That's probably, you got to be motivated. Nobody's going to watch out for you more than you. Nobody's going to watch out for your money better than you, even if you hire somebody to do it. I guarantee you, they're just trying to make some of your money into some of their money. And, it can be worth your while to learn this game right here that we do. So, without further ado, we have the GDP number right there. Final GDP coming in at 3%, exactly in line. Unemployment claims coming in a little light. Nice. Core durable goods coming in nice. Everything's kind of exciting right now, right? Everything's good. We do have Powell speaking here. Any moment now, he'll start speaking. So the market could go a little crazy here right before we open, depending on what he starts blabbing about right there. And then coming up tomorrow, we get PCE, Powell's favorite economic number right there. His favorite inflation number coming up tomorrow. I don't really expect anything crazy. I expect it to be in line, looking at a 2% month over month. And probably, unless something crazy happens. So, housing is getting a little wild with the rate cuts, but I think it's going to hold in here. I think we're going to hold it. Just probably going to come in line, and we'll kind of ride that high through next month into the election in 5.5 weeks or something like that. Five weeks left. So should be interesting. All right, that's the economic news front. Like, how does GDP play? It just came in line. That was what we expected. So no big news and changes there. All right, the big list. And I do have a bonus trade coming up at the end. And for those of you new here, if you're brand new, I look for two main patterns in the market. One is what I call a roadmap line bounce, which is what this is right here. This was a daily roadmap bounce. This orange line is my roadmap line. If you want to know more about that, click on the channel, my name, I guess, under the video here, and go to the homepage. Watch the video that I've got pinned to the homepage. It's like my favorite indicator. It's got arrows in my face, and watch that. You'll get the code and everything. But if you want to, if you're like, hey, I'm not a DIYer. I'm not interested in putting the code in. I'm not blah blah blah. If it's too difficult, just click the link in the description down below. $5. You can get this baby added right to your chart. $5. And I give you a masterclass, and I give you a weekly watch list of stuff bouncing off of it. I mean, I think it's the best deal for $5 out there. This is the most powerful setup that I have. It's the highest probability, and I love it. So I look for it every day. And we're almost to the target on the S&P. So caution is advised. We're probably going to hit that target today. Could we get extensions? We'll see. We'll see. We'll talk about it here in a second. Now, the other pattern is what I call a measured bounce. And it's a little more complicated, but we can draw it really quickly here. Let's just pan down here. Pan down. I'll just draw it really quickly. It looks something like this. Price is coming down, or it can be going up. Price is in a trend. We get a reversal of that trend. And then we get a reversal of the trend. And it finds a support level here. And this is, like I said, it gets a little more complicated. And that low, that high, we're looking for this 618 retrace on a fib line, this bounce. This sets us up for the measured bounce. Measured bounce, use the 3-point fib tool, 1, 2, 3, right there. We're targeting this area right up here. But the problem is, these are like 50-50. 50, they're closer to 50-50. It's closer to coin flips. So you got to wait for, you really need confirmation here. Or you got to feel really confident that this is a reversal here. And some of those work out really, really well. Like NEM. NEM is one that I really, really like and have been into for, gosh, when did I get in? March? Let's go look at it really, really quickly here before we get into the giant freaking list, just to catch everybody up where we are. So here's the deal. And I got to turn off my other algorithm right there. Maybe like, well, I don't see the trend and all the things you were just talking about. Like, here's the trend. The trend was down. It went off the screen, and then we came up, and then we retraced to that 618 right there. That right there, that was the magic stuff. I got in right there. Was beating the drum. Bunch of people very, very sarcastic about, well, maybe it'll work out. I bought $60 strike calls back then. They were $1 out to 2026. So I got a little while on my time. And look at this baby going. Look at it going. Now, really pretty. Really pretty, right? But look at the upside. Upside potential all the way up here. Now, might it stall out right here at the 618? Yeah, it could. Could turn down. That'd be a bummer. Could turn down. So we are right at a resistance. If we get through it, odds are we're coming on up higher, possibly as high as 120. And it could take longer than 2026. It could take out to 2030, 22, 32, 33, 34, 35. Yeah, that's a long time. So this doesn't have to play out in my time frame. All right, this can take a while to play out in full. It's pretty exciting and spicy though. So I am expecting some resistance at this 60 to 65 area. We may pull back before we can break on through. Just throwing that out there. So that's the two main patterns I look for when we go through all of the list here today. And here's the ES right here. Overnight. Breaking out higher. Dun, 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 dun. Let's zoom her up. Buttercup. Right through the target. Ka-chow. Beautiful. Beautiful. Love it. Pushing on higher. Nice and strong. I gave it odds we were going to see this blow off top thing. And NQ may be the bigger story here. NQ has a ways to go to get to that target level. Right here. This measured bounce, that retrace, that 1.1448 right there. That's 90% of the way to the 1272. I think we're going to be heading right up here. And this move right here is taking a lot of tech higher. And that's why we have this list that's ginormous today. Ginormous. So without further ado, let's keep her at her, keep going. RTY, still being a laggard here. This one gives me cause for concern that we might break down while we see big tech rounding out to match ES. And CL, oh, I thought we might reject. Look at that. Going back to the lows. We may make a lower low. That's kind of what I warned about yesterday, I think. If I recall what I said. And Bitcoin on the future, or on the spot markets. Got the twin tower yesterday, but we're taking it back with a triple tower today. So can we break out higher? That's the question, right? Do we break out higher here? That's definitely a big question in my mind. Can we break above that? I do find it interesting. All my drawings are gone. So we have this downtrend of highs cooking right here. Got that resistance. We've got to break through that downtrend of highs. And the targets on the upside, this high, this low, right up here. 78 for now. And that could be pretty spicy. Wonder if I drew it all on the all-time history. Wow, it's all cleared off. Wonder what happened to my drawings. All right, moving on. Gold. Dun, 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 dun. So gold is rocking and rolling, right? We've got this high, this low. It took that long to consolidate. That was since 2020 through 2022, 2 years to consolidate. And we're blasting out. We went right through the target area. Kind of had a little resistance at the 1618 and moving on up the fib ladder. 2.272, next target up, 2870. Next one above that, 3100. Next one above that, 4000. And next one above that, 4700. And the final one all the way up here. Crazy numbers, 9,000. Not sure we're going to get there. That'd be less than 1% of the time we would do a move like that. And this is going on the exponential train right here. We're starting to go vertical. Can we get that high? I don't know. There you go. That's the next targets up on gold. And for those of you in the gold rush trade, you're like, well, what's happening today? Let's just jump down and look at it. Smaller time frame. Oh, there's all my drawings. Look at that. Popped up, hit the fib, retraced. If we can hold this zone, we may have another go at moving higher. That was the 4236 on that last big retrace back there. Dun, 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 dun. We go off the smaller retrace here, right to the 618 and 1618, excuse me, 1618, and turn down. A roadmap line retrace puts the potential on up there. 27. These are your smaller time frames, all right? That has nothing to do with the big time frame I just went through. And I am being a little sloppy here. So upside 27, 12, 20, or yeah, 27, 12, 27, 16, 27, 25 for next push up, if and when it can happen. All right. Bitcoin, we already went through. Ethereum, let's pull up the spot markets. The future chart, a little muddy on those. We've got this like micro downtrend of highs going on the 15-minute. Pop up to the daily. And we're still well below the roadmap line. That's the resistance for Ethereum to get her at her. Right there. Got to get through it. Dollar. Dun, 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 dun. Any reason gold's falling? Because GC's pulling back. That's why. And it's price action, baby. Like, if you think there's a fundamental reason for anything in the stock market moving, that's not the way this works. GDP came in line, and that's probably why it pulled back. Golly, that's a lot of alerts. Anyway, my phone is going crazy. And there you go. Right there, dollar popped back up into the zone. Couldn't make it all the way down to the next support level. Support right here at 99.70, and then the target zone down here that we've held as a target for like 2 years. We're probably on a path to get there, but we may do some humps and bumps along the way, and it could take us out to middle of next year to get there. NKD, moving up strongly to that resistance zone. I've told you for a few days now, this being strong, this breaking out is going to take the U.S. market higher, or be a canary in the coal mine that shows that the U.S. market is going higher. And if we reject and break down below this low, we're probably going down in the U.S. markets. So if we can get through this, you set you alert right up here. We break through this orange box right up here, about 39.7, 39.8, roughly, right around there. We break out, probably going cruising right up to 44,000 on the Japanese market. Pretty wild. Maybe like, what? You know, this goes into a bigger global liquidity situation. If global liquidity increases, everything's going up. And this is kind of a canary in the coal mine to tell us things are going to get spicy to the upside. All right. Like I said, the list is huge, so I'm going to start ripping through these. And if I'm going too fast, I'm sorry. You can always go back and watch later. LRCX resistance. That's not breaking higher, not a higher high yet, and I don't feel like we're going higher yet. ASML, again, below the roadmap line, still biased to the downside. That's resistance and may go lower. And it's interesting that there we go. Down here was the target for the full retrace, and it's just another retrace on the way. This one over here, whoop, didn't have that quite to the, yeah, that made it to there. So the net, see, we bounced off the roadmap line to the downside, hit the target, retracing again, same pattern upside down that I always look for. So this pattern, I expect it to bounce here, may go a little through, and then probably come back down right here. That can be done though, because then we have retested this breakout that we did back here. All right, KLAC, higher lows, lower highs. Gonna have to be above this to confirm we're going up to 941. ONTO. And remember, I have a bonus trade at the end. It's a spicy one too. It's really, really high flyer. Really high flyer. And downtrend of highs. Be careful. That high. Almost the same. Let's just go with that one. This is probably going out to 255. That's probably what we're saying here. 255 would be the upside target on ONTO. ACN. Hey, good morning, everybody. And ACN, that one, that high, that low, breaking above, and looks good for 407. If we're going to do this blow off top thing, things are going to get crazy. MU, this is a nice potential. Look at that. This is a measured bounce. That measured bounce, if we can keep above this roadmap line today for the close and above this prior high, we're looking spicy, really spicy if you're going higher. Right up there is the zone 220. Right up there. Yeah, 190, 220, maybe even as high as 260 would be really sweet on that one for MU. Huge upside. That's a double just on shares. FNGU, if this can break out above this high, like despite all the bullishness and all the excitement going on in the market today, we're still not breaking higher. This is microsectors FANG 3X leveraged. Be careful on leverage. Right there, leverage cuts both ways. We can break higher. That target up there at 600 BTBT. Oh, wouldn't you know it? Wouldn't you know it? All right. Thank you, BTBT. SMCI. Looks like that may plummet into the abyss despite all the excitement. That one, I mean, that's a big number, but that's the bubble pattern. All right. This is the bubble pattern. If you've never seen the bubble pattern before, right here, psychology of market cycle. We get all these people talking about these things. And for those who've been here, you know, when your roofer, your window installer, your flight attendant, your garbage man telling you to buy something like SMCI and NVIDIA, it's probably in a bubble. And we do this pattern. We blow it off. We get this euphoria. Everybody's a genius. Stock market, trading the stock market's easy. And then we get this complacency, cool off. We just need a little cool off period for the next rally. And then we go down. And people lose money. And people say the stock market sucks. That's what we have going right here. Be careful. Be careful. Everybody's a genius. Right up here. Cooling off. And back to reality. Right down there. Be careful. And they're going to split this baby. Looks like 10 for 1. And that's probably going to push it into the abyss right there. That's a poor decision. I feel like that was a very poor decision on management standpoint. PDD right there. Breaking above. Breaking above. This was the reversal that we were, was this the bottom? I held it for like a month almost. Break back above the 618. Sets the odds. We're going on cruising 175 on the upside for PDD. And the drawings aren't loading. I don't know. I guess everybody's like excited because the market's up. AMAT, potential for that to break above this resistance up here. 267 on the upside. Bulls. This is a scary looking chart. Stopping at the 618 there. If we can break above 215. If we reject it, watch out below. Cat. Oh, look at that. Pushing on up into extensions. That was the target. Yeah, there we go. We loaded it. There's the target. And 401, 426 above that. JBL. That's got to get above. Man, that gap down. Ugh. What a crap place for a gap down. So that left that gap down over there. Left it unfilled. We need to get above that to indicate we're going higher. Possibly 172 up there. And let's just replace the fib with the new target. Pull that down. Get that thing right there. So we're looking at 165, maybe 173 on the upside up there for JBL. And Meta. Up to the targets. If you were in it, protect your profits. That was it. That's that trade's done for me right now. That was the target. Possibly as high as 605, but and some people are, I've seen saw a lot of crap last night about that new glasses thing they were introducing and how it may push it to 1,000. Good luck. Good luck. I would watch out and take an entry when we got a pullback. All right. Wow, 6 closes open for 6,000 profit. What a great morning. Awesome, Dawn. That's a great job, man. Great job. You're welcome. And you push the buttons. I mean, I just find the stuff. You take action. Great work. I'm going to post that to my team. Hold on one second. Let me put that out there. Great work, Dawn. All right. Moving on. So that was Meta. EDU, like I said, the list is huge today, so I gotta keep her at her. Otherwise, everybody's gonna get bored and leave the stream. So make sure if anything I say is helpful, beneficial, give me a like on the video. And I'm hyped up when the market's hyped up. I mean, it makes me excited when the market's doing good and moving. I get kind of bummed out when the market's not moving. People are like, hate to say it, but when people complain about losing money, it bums me out. Like I'm here to try to help you make money, and when people aren't making money, it sucks. I get really upset about it. You can ask people like Sledge and Wrongamer that talk to me in the background. I get really bummed out. And so if EDU moves above this 618 zone right up here where we had all this consolidation, looks like we're heading on up. And let's just replace the fib line with the new target here. Goose knows about it too. And I get to talk to Goose. Right there, 103. Yeah, but today's fun. I mean, stuff's moving. SMH potentially trying to break this downtrend here. If we get the daily close, 294 sets up the target. Lulu, that's still in a downtrend. Like despite it's kind of like some of these other ones that I showed off, like ASML, SMCI. Still below the roadmap line, still in a bearish kind of pattern. Now, this can reverse fortune, and that's all the stuff we're going to have to see. All right, I've talked about that a few days now. SOXX, maybe we're going to reverse it here. iShares Semiconductor ETF, going to have to get above that 618, above this high here, to move it on up to 277. CAMT, and potential here. There's I got all the fib lines drawn. Just delete that one, and got to pull the low down to the bottom. We're at the roadmap line. This can still be bearish. All right, caution, caution, caution. Perma cautious, and if we can get above that, okay. So first resistance, roadmap line. Second resistance, this high, right there. Third resistance, and the key right there. Got to get above that. Then we set the odds. We're going on up here to that target. So 3 levels of resistance to go, and the bias is down right now. Run the fib line there and find your target. It's probably just right around 65 maybe. We run the fib right there, 66 right there, 66, 68. That would be the target on the downside if we turn down and drop lower on CAMT. DEO. Diego, that looks pretty bad to me. I am not betting that that's reversing at this point. Went deeper than it should have to bounce. It's probably that. It's probably on the logarithmic scale. So to really indicate we're going higher, we need to see price move up like this. Move up, retrace, hold the roadmap line over here and turn higher. Break out above that to go indicate we're going to start a new uptrend. If we don't do that, I'm afraid it can go down here. Don't like that chart at the moment. QQQ is set to push it out. Go, baby, go. The target on this is still up here, 514. Still looking for that extension. Still running behind S&P 500 and ES right there. Steel. NTES, potential reversal, but that's still on a downtrend of highs. Still in a bearish pattern and still came up shy of the downside target here. We may get another drop, which will put us right in the target zone. CWB, this is Chinese internet bulls, 2x leverage. And this one can pop off like that. Move right there, 49 on the upside. BABA pushing on higher, right up to extensions. My target for BABA, if this big reversal plays out, probably get up here to 170 to 210 area, and then do another big retrace before we can progress even higher. Now it can just keep being a rocket ship, but that's just not normal. Baidu, maybe finally working on a potential reversal. We've got all these levels up here we're going to have to break through. Just got all these prior highs. We just layered and layered and layered resistance on the way down here. And I'm not sure we're going to do a major reversal until we can beat this high up here where this giant consolidation was. Back up in there. It's just, it really stacked the odds against it right there. USD, what an awesome reversal potential. If we can hold the breakout into the close today, get above this stuff. We do have that gap down over there. Caution. 190 is the target up here. This is an ultra. Ultra means leveraged. Be careful. Leverage carries a outsized potential risk of loss. Cuts both ways, right? Leverage gets you banging wins, but it also gets you outsized losses. Be careful. Control your risk. If you don't know what that means, don't trade leverage. YNN, yin and the yang. Look at that. Yin. Wow. Right to the target. We may see a pullback in, this is leverage with 3x leverage. We may see a pullback in this, but it can keep rocking and rolling right up to extensions. 49, 39, 49 on the extensions. SCCO, Southern Copper, probably on a path out to the target zone. 135. Right there. There's the upside. ARM. This is an interesting chart here. This one's probably going down eventually. Now, is it cooking a head and shoulders? Maybe. I don't know. This is an interesting chart to me. It's been kind of interesting for a while. If we start rocking and rolling down, we're probably going to extend it down. And this will probably make a low way on down here if it completes this pattern. And lower than this low to begin with. Now, things that IPO tend to start out bearish. Now, this could be the low. It was lower than the IPO low. But this move up so far is only 3 wave up. And that gives me concern that this may make a lower low. We don't have the rest of the chart because of the IPO. It's dangerous. And we are highly likely to fill this gap sitting down here. Highly likely. We got close here, didn't quite do it. Highly likely to fill that gap. Not just leave it in the chart. FSLR. Nice bounce potential. Got to break above the 618 right there, 262 to indicate 327. That's a nice, large potential upside. ANET at the targets. Be careful. I'd be booking profit, protecting profit. Know where your exit is if that pulls back. Now, can it extend? Sure. 439, 518, but be careful. FU2U. Dun, 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 dun. Lots of stuff drawn on this chart because there's many levels of pullback. And when I talk about lots of upside resistance, you can see, look, that built up a lot of resistance. It's having to work through, trying to get higher, trying to get higher. It's got a ways to go. Got a long ways to go to be breaking out, getting higher. So at this point, watch out for resistance at 88 to 95 area. It could move on up to 110 area. That's this prior consolidation here. I would expect another retrace though after we get up in here and get another, look, I mean, it's been retracing pretty consistently. If we get another extension, probably going to retrace. TSM. It's just the reality of price patterns. TSM. This thing's probably going to break out and go 202, 212, maybe even 240 on the upside. Ulta. It's stuck at the roadmap line there. If we can get through and get up through this 618 area, we do have that gap down to contend with right there. This one could be a monster move. Monster move right here. This was a beautiful retrace on the downside. Bounce at a key level. 620 on the upside if we can get going. Gotta get through. Gotta firmly get through the roadmap line. Gotta firmly get through the 618. Gotta firmly get through that gap down. It's got a lot of stuff stacked against it, so I'm probably not gonna trade it. And EL. I like the ones that are just clear reversals, like that NEM trade. I went pretty big on that one. I'm up like 100 grand. EL, potential reversal here. This would be a nice spot. We're going to have to get through the roadmap line to confirm it. It did not do any kind of like classic support level that I would be following. This was up for a long time. Off this 2009 low. Up, and working on the retrace. So let's just remove a few drawings and talk about it on a weekly chart. Here's the problem. And you might say problem, potential, whatever. We didn't come down to quite to support. Now we came down to this consolidation area from 2015, 2016, but that's not these fib lines. And if we take them off, if we take it off of the logarithmic scale, we went kind of deep. Like we should have stopped up here. We didn't. We came down to the 76. Now, could we bounce here? Yeah, we could. And then it sets up the potential upside. The roadmap line all the way up here at 186. That 618 sitting at this consolidation right there. It's funny, that 618 level wasn't there until we just made this low. So if we get above that 265 area, we could be setting up for 414, 451, 550. But at the same time, is it done on the downside? I don't know. If it's on the log scale, we could still have more to go. Nothing clear there. But it may be an opportunity. If you believe in Estee Lauder, it's going to be around for a long time, this could be a really nice opportunity to get in. Because you could be 5x in your shares over the next 10 years or so. QCOM. Potential measured bounce on this one. Looks really nice. Really nice. That point came up to the roadmap line, retraced 618, double roadmap, double measured bounce potential. If we can break out up through 180, game on. And that game on is up here at 300. It's like a double on shares right there, potential, almost. I guess it depends on if we get to 360 or not from 180. WDC. This one also has a nice potential. Got to get through the 618 level to go up to 84, 87 on the upside. WYNN. Resistance at the roadmap line. This is a big, look at the downtrend going. Don't get faked out. Don't get sucked into this. Would be cautious. This could be a reversal, but I'm not feeling it yet. I'm not feeling it yet. I'm very, very cautious here. It could be a measured bounce. I'm really cautious on this one. It's going to take a move up through this 102 area to indicate that we're going on up. And the targets, if this is a measured bounce, and that's the reversal. Dun, 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 dun. Could be looking at 160 on the upside here. Pretty good. Almost a double just on shares. DHR. That's a lower high so far. I'd watch out for that to move back down here. AMD. This one's got some stuff to work through. I know I have stuff drawn on this chart. Load. Not going to load. Not going to load. Come on. Turn down there. Made that low. Working on a reversal here, but we have this resistance 1, 2, 3. If we stop right at the 618 again, this is a key level right here. If we stop on this rally, this is probably going down even bigger. 85 to 110 is my downside target area that I've been holding for, gosh, all this year so far. TER. That high, that low, already drawn. I love how it's loading so slow and makes me want. This gap down right there is resistance. We need to get up through it to go higher. 170 is the target if we can. FLUT, that's out to targets. Be careful. I don't expect much more out of this one for now. Can it keep rallying? Sure. 258, 291, 309, but lower and lower probabilities as it keeps going exponentially higher. And Tesla, looking for this to break out right here. It is confirmed it's going to do it. 280 is the target, 290 above that, 320 above that. Still holding my 350 target. And that's just this current bounce. This one over here. Bigger, deeper, 324, 345, 401. And the bigger, the even bigger move back here. 464, 500. That's been my target for a long time, 500. And 611, 612 right there. Dun, 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 dun. So we've got to break that 618. You see we came up to it, turned down. That's going to be a major resistance right there at that 301 area. Turn down over here before we even made the low that made the 618 be right there. Turn down again. Can we get through that zone? If we do, tips the odds we're going on the bigger picture, big up. So anything about 320 is probably going to set us up for the bigger move right there. I am long Tesla. MSTR, I'm long MSTR. Has set up it triggered off the entry right here. Going cruising. We're going higher. More than likely. Those targets up here around 212, 215, 220 up there. I'm long shares of MSTR. AGIO. Potentially going higher. We do have the resistance right up here. Just going to keep pushing higher. Like that wasn't any setup I look for right there. This is a pharmaceutical. Biotech pharma is one of the things that doesn't follow patterns. Leverage, another thing doesn't follow patterns. Low price stuff, stocks under $10 don't follow patterns. And China stuff from China doesn't always follow the patterns because they have a different set of accounting rules. Ah, the peach monster talking back to me. Excuse me. All right, moving on. Like I said, the list is huge. TECL. I do have a banging bonus trade coming up at the end too. This resistance right there, if we can get through it, 121. YUMC. Yum China, trying to reverse. And we do have this large gap down here to contend with. Right there. that we're coming up into. If we can get above that, the 618 is just above it. They're at 54 and could set off the run up to 75. That's big upside potential on Yum China. And TXN. Can we complete the head and shoulders, inverse head and shoulders, break above, and get the mega rally up here? Maybe. If we reject, watch out. Back to the roadmap line. Not really either pattern I'm looking for right now. We did the extension. We didn't retrace back to the roadmap line, so be careful right there. All right, CRWD. Finding significant resistance at the roadmap line. That was only 3 waves up and may need a bigger flush down. Now, this could be a measured bounce, and if it is, that potential is a giant upside here, like 600. 600 is the potential upside. People are like, nah, you're crazy. You're crazy. But keep hanging out. Keep coming back. We'll see how crazy some of these targets actually are. LABU rejected just like I thought. 3x. This is leverage on biotech. So that's like 2 of the things out of the 4 that don't follow the patterns combined together into 1. And that makes it extra dangerous. Biotech, bull, leverage right there. I'm not going to trade it. It shows up on here all the time, but I'm not going to trade it. ALB, potential to be reversing, but I am not very confident that the downside is finished on this. We have further downside targets all the way down to 40. Not sure. Like, we're still below the roadmap line. It's still a dangerous. I mean, look what we did last time over here. We still have these targets down here on ALB. XLK, we're getting near the end of the list here. XLK, that is set up the entry. 245 is the target up there. If we can go, we did fire off an entry back here. We retrace deeply. We're back at the entry again. And 245 upside. Coin, still not above the roadmap line. Still not showing a reversal. Still waiting. My entry is going to be up here above 240. I got to wait for it to get all the way through all this crap. BST, that's at targets. Be careful. We're going to retrace eventually. And this is going exponential. Be careful when they go straight up. A lot of times they come right back down. Be careful. EDC. Wow. That's an emerging markets 3x bull. That just went absolute nutsy cuckoo right there. Went from way down here all the way up to the target in a few days. And I expect a retrace on that. This was not one that tends to... This hasn't really been popping for a long time. Now, can it break out and run? Sure, it absolutely can. EDC, so a break above this 42 area. I'm gonna set an alert there. I may pick up a few shares because the potential for that is crazy, but it's gotta get above that 42 area to really indicate we're going. This is bull. The 3x leverage cuts both ways. Emerging markets can be considered dangerous. That falls into China stuff, so be careful there. MCHI, China, blowing out targets, 52 above that. FXI, I don't remember if that was on the list. Yeah, it's on the list down there. Blowing out targets. Look at that baby. Look at that baby run. Holy moly. Holy moly. Look at her go. Target up there, 32. Wow. All right, where was I? Wow, the list is so long. NUE, resistance at the roadmap line. CEG, up to targets. Wow. Nail. This, I said for a few days, is probably going to retrace, and that's starting to look like weakness, and we may retrace back to the roadmap line to find support before we can go again. 120 is the downside. Upside, I don't know. Hard to predict when we're already up here. Need a retrace. JD. Wow. There's another China stock. Remember, China stuff doesn't always follow the patterns. Look at that. Already had the pattern. Already had the target. And we hit it today right there on JD. TCOM. Potential reversing. 660. Right up here. Be the target area. 60, 63. Energy. Yeah, that's playing out. Fib lines draw. At the targets, be careful. You can go up to 100, maybe 115, but it's going to be played out. UCTT, Ultra Clean Holdings, is stuck at the roadmap line. Be careful, that can turn down here and go lower. Now, if we are going to reverse it here and look strong on the upside, the Potential, go from this high down to this low. Got to break above this junk right here where we consolidated. 47, 59, 62 on the upside. LVS, Las Vegas Sands. Potential to reverse. Let's just remove all the crap from before. See how they show weakness and go down further. That high, that low, that high. Came up shy of the target. Bummer. Up. It's log scale. And this low, this high. That's a potential measured bounce. Okay. Looking better. Not one that's been on my radar. Similar to Win. We could see large upside potential here. 105. If we can break out above these highs where I've got the alert. Right there. 55 can take us up to 105. AVGO did the bounce. That's the market roadmap bounce. Looking for the target. 194, 203 above that. DPST. Turn it down at resistance. Watch for the deeper retrace. This is 3x on banks. Be careful. Leverage cuts both ways. EWY, South Korea. Potentially getting a little spicy here. If we can break above this high. 71 on the upside. TQQQ. I've been in this for a few days now. Got in back here on this close. And got in back here. Sat through this retrace. Added a little bit here. Took a little bit off. And looking for this to pop up here. 92 still the target. Still. Potential reversal here. Get above this consolidation. We're set to rock and roll. 200. And my ideal target up here at 234 for some other stuff. GEV. Wow. GE Veranova right up to that 250 area. 283 above that. 330 above that. We don't have enough to really chart anything because there's a spinoff from as GE broke apart. And not enough candles to do anything, but the little bit I could do, we're right to that 250 target and finding resistance. Baba X, this is 2x leverage on Baba, rocking and rolling higher, right up to the targets. FCX, right there, reversing, potentially going to break out and rock and roll. That high, that low, targets up there, 57 and 60 on the upside. Nice. I see lots of people crushing it on some FCX. Good job. Great job. Great work. Congratulations. See if we can keep her at her. We are at a resistance here, so be cautious. If we start breaking back down, watch out below. 57 is the upside target. NVDA. This one's got a lot of stuff, all right? Would be very careful. Here is a major resistance right here at 130. If we can get through that, odds are we're going on cruising higher. Right now, I'm not convinced. 150, 158 upside targets. If we return down right there, this can easily come back down here to 70 on NVIDIA. Now this may be part of the blow off top, and we're not done yet, and we may go rocking and rolling higher. So watch out. That can come all the way up here. At 180, 158, 150. Somewhere in here, we're going to give it up and come back down. So be careful. QLD. Nice, Rob. 27% profit. Went a little light, but nice job. Oh, that's gold. Barrick, 27. Nice. And 115. That means mine probably closed out too. 115. This is set for QLD. This is ultra leveraged QQQ, like TQQQ. Looking for that upside right there. KWB. Yeah, that was an Apollo trade, Rob. Yeah. But that was one of the 9 gazillion things that, it closed yesterday, didn't it? Closed yesterday afternoon, and my option didn't close out. So 33 of the target on KWB. Spooks. So this one's a whole different story here. This is a measured bounce potential from back here. Move up, retrace, move up, retrace. Break above here, 100. Looking for this 130 area. And I am long options on this. Long, I think 100 strike. It's either 90 strike or 100 strike, or maybe it's both. I don't remember. I got too many positions to remember all the details. Just sitting here without looking at a platform, and I can't look at a platform while I'm doing this because I make bad decisions. I'll clicky thing and get into a trade that I didn't mean to because I have to sit there and focus. I can't sit here and talk to you and trade. That's why I don't trade live. I make mistakes. I've tried it before. I make mistakes, so I don't trade live. I've just learned I lose money when I do that. It's one of those things, Don't trade live if you lose. Don't do it if you lose money consistently. I consistently lose money when I trade live, so I don't trade live. And this one, we've got this little upside consolidation here. If we break above that, we're on the path. Right there. That's the path. CRM. This looks like a measured bounce also. And the upside potential right now, potentially 336. And we have a much larger upside potential, but got some stuff to do. VRT, look at that one. Kicking it off, 118 on the upside, BHP. That's the wrong BHP. We need the New York Stock Exchange version. And still in a kind of downtrend. Lower highs, be careful. Not betting on that one. Rio, also lower highs, be careful. I'm not betting on that one yet. It's getting exciting, but we're coming right up into where we've rejected so many times before. For years of rejection at this level we're coming up into in the 70s, mid 70s here. Be careful. You gotta close your eyes until we get through it. XPP, that's ultra on China, going crazy to the upside. That's at the targets. KTTA, wow, that's a dumpster fire. Dumpster fire going to zero. Why is it a dumpster fire? Giant downtrend, reverse split. Don't trade it. Probably going to zero. STX is bouncing off the roadmap line. Target 117, 120, 130 above that. IWM set for it. This did a roadmap line bounce also, and don't have the, for whatever reason, stuff not loading. 232 on the upside. TBIO is another dumpster fire right here. Reverse split. That's just the dumpster fire. Don't trade these. Don't trade them. Don't trade them. Tying it down. Reverse split. Going to zero. HTHT. So, here's my question. You see something like this, right? You're like, man, look at that beautiful chart. But zoom out a little bit and look at that. This thing's been doing nothing for 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. That's 6 years of doing nothing. What makes you think that all of a sudden they're going to do anything? Nothing. Like, that's 6 years of nothing. Get the heck out of here. Get out of here. Zeta. There's plenty of other stuff to look at, Don't need to trade crap like that. That's not going anywhere. Zeta, right up to the targets. Watch out for exhaustion and a retrace. Beak. I don't know. Whatever. Looks like a nasty chart. Still sideways. I wouldn't mess with that. Same situation. Look at that. Like 2 years, nothing but sideways. Not for me. AA. Move up, retrace. Oh, this potential measured bounce. Doesn't even need a higher high to get to the target. Target 64. This may play out faster than some of the other ones. Nice upside potential. Watch out for it to reject this area. If we get above it, probably coming cruising up here to 60, 64 area. Right up there. So watch out for there. This has been beat down though, so be careful. But that little measure bounce potential in there. Slow this high. And we could even get outsized upside right there. All right, BZ. Dun, 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 dun. No. No, I'm not even going to talk about that chart. No, that's down and nasty and sideways. And no. Snow, watching for the reversal. This was a IPO. Started out corrective. Everybody thought it was breaking out here. No, I said nope. It's probably going lower low. That was a 3-wave up into that high. Lower low. We've got it. But it's not confirmed any kind of reversal yet. Still waiting for the confirmation. When's the confirmation? When it shows price action that looks like a confirmation. There's all sorts of levels I've got highlighted. And none of my drawings are loading, so that's cool. TECK. Here's an upside. Nice. Upside potential. Going cruising 57, 59 on the upside. MRVL. Marvel. Chips, not superheroes. This had an entry for a while. We're going to have to confirm it. Getting a move up through 78. Looking for 91, 97 on the upside. ENPH. No. This is not a trade for me right now. If it is for you, be freaking careful. There's resistance. Here's support. We're stuck in the middle. And here's what I expect this to do for the foreseeable future. Sideways. App. Beautiful upside. That high, that low. We're at the targets. Be careful. Watch out for the reversal. SHG. Yeah, that's played out. I'd be careful. Let's hit the targets. Working on a low move lower. Probably going to retrace to the roadmap line. Nike. Got that gap to fill. If we can get above the gap, that could have been we could have just truncated the target and we could be reversing fortunes here. We've got lots of gaps to contend with, lots of upside resistance to contend with, to go higher again. My goodness, what a nasty set of chart. This gap right here, right on top of the other gap, this gap up here. We've got a lot to work through to go higher again on Nike. It looks like the big upside resistance is going to be right in here. If we get through all that, looking higher. You could buy now on a hope and a dream, but remember, we could still make a lower low. CHAU. There's just, to me, there's better opportunities than chasing something like Nike. I mean, if you're going to have FOMO, buy a share. CHAU. Nothing for me there. Nothing for me. FXI, like I said, that's already at the targets. LI. This, not something I'm going to trade. I mean, look. Sideways since it IPO'd in 2020. So 4 years of sideways. It's not my kind of bag, baby. On Simi. Sideways for a long time. It just, could this finally be done here? Yeah, it could, but we're going to have to get above that 88 area to indicate we're going to 120. So, Billy. Oh, look, we're almost done with the gainers. Billy, big pop, giant resistance right up here. And this looks like practically almost like a dumpster fire. I would definitely be careful here. That's kind of the big up. And I mean, that was basically the kind of sort of, that was the pattern, right? Kind of sort of. That was the IPO. That's the lower low. I was warned about that stuff. Oh, be careful. XLY, look at that. I already booked this profit. I was in back here, out right here. This is danger zone. May reverse here. 200, 203, possibly out to 214, but watch for the reversal here. Google stuck at the roadmap line, making lower highs so far. It's got a lot to work through to go higher. This high, this low, break above that gap down right there. Like I said, it's got stuff piled in here. Got to get above that to go higher to 200. ASHR. Not my kind of chart, but beautiful move. Not my kind of play, but there you go. 26. We're at the targets. Be careful. That can retrace. All right, decliner C in XC. Garbage. Don't trade this stuff. 50 on the downside. We could find support down here at 50, but gonna have to break this high before I'm even interested a little bit. KMX sideways consolidation, very, very solid resistance right there, very solid. Not breaking above that, probably. That's probably going lower. OIH, Vanek oil getting wrecked. Oil getting wrecked a little bit today. Watch for that to make a low down around 250. Hershey's hunting for a bottom, but it's just not looking good. Cocoa prices. That's the bubble pattern. You see it? Once we break down, probably coming back. Probably set an alert around here. I bet it breaks down and comes back. Bang. Bum, 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 bum. Now, how does cocoa play with Hershey's? Hershey's primary business involves buying cocoa and reselling it to people like us, right? So cocoa prices being crazy, that's why Hershey's is hurting. Cocoa prices come back down to normal, then get back to business. Bang, Diamondback Energy, probably retracing on the oil deal. Shell, like all these oil companies, look at this. Rejected the roadmap line. Yikes. May make a lower low. Be careful. That's why I'm cautious about that roadmap line. That one didn't even make it to the roadmap line. Retracing. Now this could hold. Measured bounce in here. Something to keep an eye on. If we break back above, could go higher. I'm not convinced. That could be a little baby head and shoulders. Maybe. It's not. I'm not chasing that. XOP, same situation as Chevron. I'm not chasing it. Phillips 66, same situation. I'm not chasing it. XOM, ExxonMobil. Nasty, nasty charts. PGY, that's probably going lower. Watch out for the flush. EOG. Look, that's sideways for years, years and years. Nothing awesome there. All right, the bonus trade. Finally, got down to the bonus. God, it's the longest show ever. And here we go. AZO. This is a high flyer. Yes. There's the entry. There's the target, 3,282. And check out these numbers. Check out these numbers. They are insane. Absolutely insane. That's all I can say about it. Absolute insane numbers. We pull these up. Control C. Pop it up over here. Control V. Load up AZO. There you go. Target 382 or 332.82.59 is the target. Stop below 28.97. Yeah, that's 173 points upside potential. Profit in the history win rate has been 70.1%. Profit factor 3.7. 57 trading days, 31 trades. It's worked out since 1991. AutoZone, rocking and rolling, baby. That's a pretty sweet one right there. Big. You know, some people are like, you need some bigger potentials. Well, there's your bigger potential right there. But it does take a lot of money to get involved in this. I'm not saying you should do it. You got to make the choice if that's the right thing for you to do. I'm probably going to skip this one, do the high prices right there. All right. That's it. We finally made it through the list. Bias for the day. Extensions. I expect the NASDAQ to catch up. May not happen today. The big up overnight maybe cause us to rest a little bit. We do have that PCE in the morning. Be careful. Be careful. Be careful. Be careful. Have a great day, everybody. I'll be back live again tomorrow morning. We'll go through it all again. Everything that's moving in the pre-market. Have a great day. I'll be in Discord. Links in the description. $5. You can come and join me on Discord when you buy the market roadmap.